fair.
Kill him.
If I kill Kurt, that's just another secret.
Yep.
It's looking more and more like Deb's right. I may have to kill him.
Have you heard? Kurt's been released.
Holy shit, that's great.
Yep.
I was so scared.
I'm gonna have to kill him.
I knew.
Dexter's urge to kill was on full display in Skin of Her Teeth, and we got a lot of vintage Dexter elements in this episode. We had Dexter breaking down an official crime scene for Angela. We also had Dexter breaking and entering and snooping around looking for clues. And finally, we had confrontational Dexter, where he tried using intimidation tactics to back Kurt off from Harrison. But Dexter once again proved that he is well past his prime and completely shot. Too many tuna sandwiches, and as a result, Dexter gets blindsided by Kurt's henchmen. But even without next week's preview, we could assume Dexter would soon get the best of this thug, even if he endures some damage for his trouble. Kurt was arrested this episode, but his time in custody was shorter than some of Sugar Ray Leonard's retirements. Kurt was soon released, and his entire defense was using his father as a scapegoat. Kurt recalled how he saw his old man treat working girls from back when he was a kid, and when he was older and driving trucks with his old man, he said he saw Iris hop a ride with Pops. But his story didn't match the flashback scene. Kurt's father would have looked older 25 years prior, and there was no sign of him gassing up near where the truck picked her up. The driver identified himself as Kurt, but even if they shared a name, Pops is making a convenient scapegoat with shared DNA. Although I do suspect there is truth that Kurt's origins as a whack job murderer probably stemmed from his experiences with his old man and his treatment of working girls. Regardless, Kurt was set free, and he knows basically everything. He knows Dexter is the one responsible for murdering his son Matt. And even during his brief stint in custody, Kurt showed Dexter that his reach extends beyond the confines of a small-town jail cell. That brings us to Harrison, and I still remain convinced he does not have a dark passenger in the same context as his old man. He may have a darkness and dark memories of poor Rita's death at the hands of Trinity, but I still think he's basically good, not a whack job murderer like Dexter. An eye for an eye, a son for a son. That's where this is all building, right? Foreshadowing of Harrison's demise has been the constant theme all season. That by being around Harrison, Dexter puts his life in danger. The foreshadowing was there all the way back in the premiere episode of Dexter New Blood, when Harrison arrived and Deb scolded him. Well, there it is. And then we also have the majestic white buck being violently destroyed right before Dexter's eyes. That broke him, because the white buck symbolized his salvation through his continued daily routine. The thrill of the hunt without the climax of the kill. And when the majestic white buck went down, Dexter killed again, and then he welcomed Harrison into his life. Harrison became the new symbol for his salvation, and Harrison will meet the same ill fate as his predecessor. I think Harrison is doomed to be killed right before Dexter's very eyes. Matt Caldwell killed the majestic white buck, and I firmly believe that Kurt Caldwell is going to kill Harrison. An eye for an eye, a son for a son. I suspect Dexter will avenge his son, and that Dexter will get one final kill, his last victim likely being Kurt Caldwell himself. The kill will be glorious, but it will be a bittersweet act of vengeance. This will provide little comfort for Dexter. He avenged Deb's death, but it didn't bring Deb back. And assuming things play out the way I expect, Dexter killing Kurt Caldwell won't bring Harrison back either. And I suspect it will be at this point, when Dexter is nearly broken, when he's at his absolute lowest point in his entire existence. That's when his real doom will take shape. The heroes in Dexter New Blood are Molly Park, the true crime podcaster, and the big hero will be Chief Angela Bishop. They're already on to Dexter. The pieces of the puzzle are all out there. They are going to figure out that Dexter is the Bay Harbor Butcher. Another assist from elsewhere might be forthcoming, but all the pieces of the puzzle are there. We know Molly had a theory that Dokes was the wrong guy. Angela knows he was a badass blood spatter analyst for Miami Metro. Molly will know that the Butcher used blood slides. And if Batista figures in more, they may also learn that LaGuerta believed Dexter was the Bay Harbor Butcher. They're already on to Dexter lying and a lot of his questionably shady behavior. We now know next week Miles is going to explain to Angela that Dexter jabbed him with a needle. And who knows what other pieces of the puzzle Molly might be able to figure out, even without Batista helping. Molly knows Dokes was out of the country during some of the Butcher murders. And Molly also knows that Deborah Morgan was shot when Lundy was killed during the Trinity investigation. And Molly also might perhaps know that the very same Deborah Morgan was once engaged to the ice truck killer. Oof, madame. The one character I do wonder about is whether there is any possibility we will see Matthews again. He knew that Dexter was the biological brother of Brian Moser. And Matthews also knew that Dexter's mother was murdered in front of him before Harry took him in. What else did Matthews know? Perhaps no more than what was already revealed, but there was always a sense that Matthews knew much more about what Dexter was. Maybe I've always read something that wasn't there, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see Batista again, and I wonder if Matthews might make a surprise cameo, or possibly even Harry. But Dexter is going down, and it will be ironic that the woman he saved, Molly, she will be the one who helps bring him down. But the big hero will be Chief Angela Bishop. She will be the one to finally stop our favorite nutjob serial killer, Dexter Morgan, the Bay Harbor Butcher himself. And at long last, Sergeant Dokes will be vindicated. Actually, a better ending would be having Dexter wake up in the year 2007, where he is promptly arrested by Dokes, who in turn is honored by Frank Lundy on behalf of the FBI for his excellence in law enforcement. Dexter dies in a prison fight, and Rita and Lila engage in a wild cat fight at Dexter's funeral. Masuka and Deb get married and have many mother effin' roly-poly chubby-cheeked shit machines, where they live happily ever after. And then Matthews and Batista become roommates, and Dokes is later elected mayor of Miami in a landslide victory. Think of all the spin-offs. Deb and Masuka together forever. Mayor Dokes rules Miami with a lovable iron fist, and Batista and Matthews become a modern-day odd couple. Where do I sign? But the ending I'm expecting, Dexter witnesses Kurt kill Harrison, Dexter avenges Harrison, and then Angela takes Dexter down. The end. Am I right? Only 3 episodes left and we will all know soon enough. And I can't wait. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful night.
Right in front of Dexter and his brother Brian.
Brian Moser? The ice truck killer, that was Dexter's brother?
Yeah.
No, Kurt and I were sitting at the bar, and Jim was actually sitting at this table. I mean, can you hear what Brian and Fred are fighting about from over here?
The Bay Harbor Butcher took blood slides from his victims. Dexter is a blood spatter analyst, and Dokes always thought there was something off about Dexter.
You're connected to this. I don't know how, but I'm gonna find out, and some of what I find is gonna stick to your ass.
First, Kurt is creepy, and now Jim. If he wasn't your boyfriend, I would totally do a deep dive.
I was just looking more closely at the dates of James's special forces missions, and...
We have a positive ID on the body.
And there may be an additional date, which puts him out of the country.
The burn victim is Sergeant Dokes.
He says Dokes was out of the country doing classified shit when some of the BHB killings took place.
Why is Dexter in handcuffs?
I have proof he's the Bay Harbor Butcher.
Dokes is the Bay Harbor Butcher. Have you lost your mind?
It's all over the station. You tried to frame Dexter.
You know that's not true.
Do I?
Jesus fucking Christ, you're the Bay Harbor Butcher.
I really hate that name.
I always knew there was something with you. But this shit,
What can I say? You were right about me.
You want to make a change, Morgan? Now's the time. All you gotta do is let me out of here. It's over, man.
It is over when I say it is!
What if Dokes was onto him? Jesus, what if Dexter is the real Bay Harbor Butcher?
What if he isn't?
End it now. Take responsibility for who you are, man. We'll go to the station together. I'll help you.
We found definitive proof in that boathouse that Dokes was the Bay Harbor Butcher, and that despite me advising you to cease and desist, you continued on this reckless course.
Then we discovered the link. They had all committed crimes they'd gotten away with.
The Bay Harbor Butcher could still be out there, still feeling all butchery.
Are you the Bay Harbor Butcher?
This is the place to talk about this. Deb?
He did this. He's the Bay Harbor Butcher. He has to be. You're a good cop. You're a good person. You're not like him. Put him down!
Beg.
To his own severed head. A head which at this time has no name.
I know his name.
Is there any progress on putting up that stop sign over by Lewis's package store? That's an accident waiting to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.